Hey everyone, hi. My name is Raunak and I am a part of the founding team of Decentro. Today, in conversation with us, we have Harsh from GyanDhan. Harsh, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. It's been a pleasure to have you here. So, we would love to hear about what you do at GyanDhan.
Hey Ronak, first of all, thank you for having me here. So yes, I take care of the product at GyanDhan. I'm the head of product at GyanDhan, and just to be give you a brief snapshot of what GyanDhan does. So it is very clear from the name itself, Gyan and Dhan. It is related to money, and then Dhan, as in study also. So Gyan is like Gyan and study. So we have basically two business vertical. One is students who want to go abroad for their higher studies. So we do education loan financing for them, and we are a marketplace for study abroad loans. And then we have a separate segment which is domestic vertical, wherein if the student wants to do an upskilling courses being in India, we do education loan for them, and there we exercise our own NBFC license. We do lending and co-lending both for domestic spaces. So this is what we do as of now. So basically all in all in education loan financing. After the pandemic, when these restrictions are being eased out, there has been a steep rise in the students who want to go abroad for their higher studies, and also with the proliferation of a lot of startups these days who are giving a lot of opportunities to the students for the upskilling courses in India also.
Yeah,
So courses like those have also come up quite a bit in last couple of years. And then of course, with the increase in demand, there is a need for uh, great supply for the education loan financing.
got it, got it. So, from what I'm able to make of it, essentially, there is a lot of education happening today in India, whether it is short-term courses, long-term courses, very formal education programs in universities. Students are enrolling into these courses a lot more
Yeah.
after COVID than before, and they're looking for ways to finance this education, and that's the opportunity that you're looking at solving for.
Right, Ronak. So especially it's slightly beyond the education loan financing, as in when we observed the market, we saw that getting an education loan from a bank is not that easy. It sounds simple that you apply for a loan and you get a loan.
Right.
There is a lot of process, especially uh, a lot of paperwork is involved, and there is a whole lot of check for underwriting a loan. So especially for students who are new into this, getting to know about the term loan the first time in their life, the idea was how can we make this process easy and super simple for them, so that they can just smoothly apply the loan and focus on other better things than spending their energy on running to the bank again and again and getting an education loan.
Like we've seen you grow over the last couple of months and years that we've been working together. The numbers speak for themselves. So again, like I said, we've been working for a while together now. But if I were to take you back to the time before we started working together, you guys have been around in the market for how many years?
Yeah, so we started this firm GyanDhan way back in 2016, and it has been a upward journey since then. And in between there was a slight bump, you can say, during the pandemic period, but then after that
Right.
we are like wide open.
Again, bouncing back.
Yeah.
Right. Got it. So 6.5 years is quite a long time for a company, right? We've been working together, I think, over the last year or so. So before
Right.
you joined forces with Decentro and we started working together, what was life like, right? If you were to kind of
Yeah.
highlight some of the key problems or challenges that you faced at GyanDhan, it'll be great if you could just walk us through that part.
Sure, Ronak. So I would focus more on the domestic front, wherein we are exercising our own NBFC and deploying our own funds and co-lending also. There, the main challenge was initially when we started. Uh, we were not underwriting too many loans because we just started, of course. So a lot of processes were manual, especially suppose if we approve a loan, then we have to disburse the funds. Now there is a disbursement team out there, all the details goes to them, and then they disburse the funds. Now as we scaled up, keeping this process manual was a lot of a very big challenge. And looking at the upside or the uptick in our number of loans that we are disbursing every day, it was becoming a lot of challenge to handle that manually. A lot of manpower was wasted, I would say. Second, there were a lot of errors also that were happening, and at the end of the day, manpower wastage, error that combines to customer delight, as in you do not end up delighting the customer if you kind of delay the disbursement or any process from customer's point of view. So these were the main challenges that we were facing before we onboarded Decentro.
Got it. Thanks for walking us through that. So then we got into this phase where we started talking to each other and we've gone through this whole integration cycle. And obviously now we've been live for a while. So could you walk us through how you were able to see Decentro fit into your stack and what kind of problems we've been able to solve for you from them?
Sure. So Raunak, initially it was very exciting, as in we started off solving one challenge of disbursement of loan, and we wanted to automate this with technology, and wherein Decentro pitched in at the right time, and then we could use the APIs, and we have our own in-house CRM, and once the disbursement command is given, the APIs take care of the rest of the things, and the disbursement of the funds is automatic. The exciting part was the second part, as in during the integration of this one, we also realized that collection of the money is also becoming a big challenge for us, because a lot of people to whom we underwrite the loan, a lot of them have the NACH setup, but there are few customers who do RTGS or NEFT of the funds to our main current account. Now tracking those funds again with the scaling up was becoming difficult day by day. Therein, during this integration of the escrow account thing, we also came across that we can also do this integration of nodal virtual account, wherein we can have a virtual account for each and every customer that we have, and if the funds come into that account, it is automatically taken care of and no reconciliation is required. So there we realized that we can save a lot of time, errors will be less, and then even the disbursement has now been taken care of. So so these two parts we solved. One was through the escrow account and one through the virtual nodal account.
Awesome. So essentially, movement of money, both the dispersal as well as collecting the money back and reconciling those payments, was a challenge, and we were able to solve that through the Decentro stack. Just to kind of touch upon the collections and the disbursals bit, right? The entire industry has gone through a lot of change in the last couple of months because of RBI and the digital lending guidelines. And obviously, fintechs, NBFCs, everybody has been impacted in different ways, and they're trying to find different solutions that are compliant and that follow the DLG guidelines correctly. How have you been dealing with this, and what changes are you looking at making in the next couple of sprints, I would say?
Yeah. So I think a big point from your side, and kudos to you that you guys pitched in at the right time. So when this digital lending guideline changed, and we realized that this particular solution of especially disbursement of money through a virtual account and the escrow account may not be carried forward in this way, and therein I think Decentro again pitched in at the right time, and we are in the process of signing Decentro as a banking as a service partner, and we have already done in the paperwork. And the best part is that there will be no change in API. That's what has been aligned, and everything works the same way as before. And so we will be compliant as per the new guidelines, and there will be no change in process. That's the best part.
So if if I was to break this down for people who may not be familiar with the terms that we're using, when we are talking about banking as a service, what we're referring to here is connecting the APIs for both collecting money through virtual accounts and disbursing money from the current account to which GyanDhan is using to house the funds and to disperse the funds, right? So, would you like to walk the users through the journey that you're constructing, Harsh, in terms of what it looks like for someone who's completely new to the space or who's thinking of solving this problem? It'll be great help for them to understand what this kind of a journey, which is banking as a service, and which is really combined looks like.
Okay, so let's go one at a time. So let's talk about the escrow account first. So initially we were using the Decentro escrow account for disbursement of money, and we used to reload some sum of money from our actual current account from our bank to the Decentro escrow account, and from there the disbursements used to happen. Now that we cannot do in the long term now because of the new digital lending guidelines. Moving ahead, since we have signed an agreement for as a banking as a partner with Decentro, so now what will happen? This intermediate escrow account will go away. Decentro will act as our partner, as in they will interact with our bank directly through the APIs, and we will interact with Decentro with our APIs, and this communication will happen directly now through our banking account. So now the disbursement of fund will happen through directly from the from our bank account, but it will be kind of powered through Decentro because you guys are maybe the tech partners now. So this is how it will happen for the escrow accounts. Now talking about the virtual account, nodal account, same thing will happen on the other side also. Before, what used to happen, Decentro, through Decentro, we were making a lot of virtual account for each and every customer, in which the customer used to transfer the money back from where it was settled in our bank account after some TAT. Now, moving forward, these virtual accounts will also be created directly in our current bank, again powered by Decentro through APIs. There will be no change in any API that we were using before. The APIs will be same. There will be just migration of those accounts from a kind of virtual front to a actual accounts in the bank that we are using or interacting with.
Yeah, and you know what really excites me about the possibility that BaaS brings for a lot of different companies doing a lot of things is the fact that you're completely doing away with the dependency on a third party, right? There is no need to chase the third parties about where your funds are, if you've not got a settlement, if all of that is there. It also makes it so much more compliant because the money is flowing straight from your bank account or straight to your bank account. So that's been really exciting, and we are really happy that we've been doing BaaS and we've been believers in BaaS for quite a long time now in Decentro's beginning. And BaaS as a product is taking its limelight today in the industry because of digital lending guidelines coming in. So that's great. Moving forward, right? We've done this integration and we've been able to deepen the relationship that we both have as companies. If you were to touch base or shed some light on what are the key outcomes that you've been able to generate through the partnership with Decentro, we could walk our viewers through that.
Yeah, sure, Raunak. So the main benefit, I would put it in three main points. The first one would be, of course, a manpower saving, because initially in our disbursement team we had 2 people and we still have 2 people. So manpower has not increased, but the volumes have increased drastically. So without any tech enablement or without Decentro, without whatever we are doing as a partner, this could have not been possible. Now, the second part is the error rate. Earlier, the process used to be manual. So the reconciliation of account and disbursement of money, everything was manual. So it has 2 problems. One is there were errors. Second, there was delay. Since it is manual, it is not real time. Suppose I promise the customer today, it might take like tomorrow or day after tomorrow sometimes because of errors and manual delays. That is completely gone now. So basically, because of the second point, we translate this into the third point, which is the customer delight. So now everything is seamless, real time. So it adds up to the customer delight, of course. So yeah. So basically, I would say these are the 3 points that I would definitely bring forward to as a benefit.
Yeah. Got it, yeah. So that sounds great. Now, essentially, if we as people who are interested in seeing GyanDhan's journey were to ask you this, what does the next couple of months or years look like for GyanDhan? What do you have in the roadmap? What are you planning? What's exciting or what's keeping you up at night on what you're working on?
Yeah, Raunak, it actually excites me as well. So I'll break it down into again to both the verticals. In domestic front, of course, we are deploying our own funds. So it has been a journey for us as in to identify which all courses do actually value add to the people, which loans are actually helping the students, and if the loans are not actually helping or the courses are not actually helping the students, then will they be able to pay back the loans or not? So this has been quite a journey for us. So going forward, we would want to expand our horizon beyond only the upskilling courses, adding more courses to our portfolio. So that is there on the domestic front. For abroad education front, of course, we would want to grow as our customer base grow, as in today they are looking for education loan, they want to go outside, they need a bank account, maybe we are looking forward to catering that as well. They are looking for credit card down the line, yes, we are looking forward to that as well. Especially the biggest part is for foreign education. We are still a marketplace and we have our own NBFC license. Definitely looking forward to deploy our own funds for abroad education as well, both in the form of lending and co-lending, both the spaces. So yeah, so these are the upcoming verticals for us.
That sounds great, yeah. So it seems like you have the foundation fairly sorted. You've understood the business and you've got the building blocks sorted. And now you're looking at expanding and building more and more and increasing the numbers all around the business. Fantastic. I think we at Decentro have been really, really happy to collaborate with you folks and build out these journeys for you. And you guys have been doing phenomenally well in your own business. So it's great to see these synergies play out really well. And once again, thank you so much, Harsh, for taking the time to do this. It's been really insightful, and thank you again for your time. I've had a wonderful time having this chat.
Thanks, Raunak. Thanks a lot.